talk about this fight. You've been waiting, but now it's here. You had the fight, you had the opponent. How excited are you to get back after it?
I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to get in the cage now and showcase my skills.
Will Dakota Ditcheva deliver yet another jaw-dropping finish that leaves America speechless? Or is this the night Sumiko Inaba rewrites the script and hands the undefeated phenom her first loss? The pressure is on, and every second counts.
This position is an accomplishment for me. Being able to test myself at the highest level, this is an accomplishment to experience.
Expect her to come and bring her best game. She's got nothing to lose. And that's how I go into every fight, I never take anyone for granted. And take everything I have, and that's how I have to approach every single fight. I have to protect every single ounce of my career, my life.
Expect fireworks, and you won't be disappointed on July 19th.
She's no walkover, but I don't think she's on my level. I'm going to show that in South Africa.
Who's skill B2? She's gonna be surprised when I hit her the first time too. I don't think she's been hit. She hasn't been hit hard. I've been hit hard and I still keep coming. Expect fireworks, and you won't be disappointed on July.
Isn't just another fight, it's a war. Battle for dominance between two of MMA's fastest rising female stars. Dakota Ditcheva has built a flawless record with her sharp, calculated striking and sniper-like precision. She's calm under fire, lightning fast, and knows exactly when to pull the trigger. Her ability to manage distance, time her shots, and finish fights in devastating fashion has made her a standout in the division. She doesn't just beat opponents, she breaks them. Sumiko Inaba, however, is a different kind of threat. She thrives on pressure, grit, and relentless pursuit. With a powerful grappling base and a willingness to walk through fire, she excels in dragging her opponents into deep water. Her style is built for disruption, cutting off movement, initiating clinches, and wearing her rivals down against the cage or on the mat. She's strong, determined, and hungry to shake up the rankings by handing Dakota her first defeat. If Dakota keeps the fight on the feet and controls range with her jabs and kicks, she could pick Sumiko apart piece by piece and add another brutal highlight to her resume. Her composure and fast twitch counters give her a clear edge in open exchanges. But if Sumiko can smother Dakota's rhythm, close the distance, and bring the fight to the fence or canvas, it's a whole different ballgame. Her physicality, pressure, and grit could nullify Dakota's speed and slowly break her down. One takedown, one long clinch exchange, and Dakota could find herself in unfamiliar territory. It's a razor-thin matchup between a cold, it's a calculated striker, and a relentless pressure machine. The fighter who controls the pace will likely walk away with the win. On paper, Dakota has the slight edge, maybe 60/40ths. She sticks to her game plan and avoids being trapped. But this is MMA, and anything can happen with just one mistake. With July 19th approaching fast, fans are bracing for fireworks. Before that cage door closes, let's rewind to one of Dakota's most dominant performances to date, her clash with Gina Bishop at PFL 7 in Nashville. On August 2nd, 22-4, Gina entered the fight confident, vocal, and certain she'd dismantle Dakota with ease, but from the opening bell, it was clear reality had other plans. Dakota came out crisp, fast, and deadly. She fired off a sharp leg kick, followed by a clean jab that got Gina's attention instantly. Gina attempted a quick takedown to shift the momentum. Dakota's sprawl and footwork shut it down immediately. Every failed takedown attempt drained Gina's gas tank. Her frustration grew as she took clean, unanswered shots from range. The end of the first round, her corner looked concerned, and Gina's breathing was already heavy. Round 2 was worse. Dakota smelled blood and turned up the intensity. A brutal body shot buckled Gina, followed by a punishing kick to the ribs. That visibly staggered her. Still, Gina tried to charge forward, hoping to change the tide. But Dakota stayed composed, circling and striking, making Gina pay with every step forward. What was supposed to be a statement win for Gina turned into a lesson in precision, pace, and punishment. Now, with Sumiko Inaba next on the list, all eyes are once again on Dakota Ditcheva. Will she remain untouchable? Or will this be the moment her perfect run finally ends? One thing's for sure, this fight will not be ordinary. Get ready. And making Gina pay dearly for every mistake. Then, halfway through the round, the moment fans had been waiting for finally arrived. Gina, growing desperate and slightly careless, dove in for a takedown. But Dakota was ready. She timed a brutal knee to perfection, smashing it directly into Gina's face. The sound of impact was drowned out by the eruption of the crowd. Gina crumpled to the canvas, and in an instant, Dakota pounced, unleashing a storm of hammer fists. With deadly precision, referee had no choice but to wave it off. Just like that, the confident trash talker who promised an easy night was laid out flat, battered, broken, and humbled. But it wasn't the finish that left a lasting impression, it was what came after. Dakota didn't scream, taunt, or posture. She simply gave a respectful nod, embraced her team, and walked out of the cage with her undefeated streak intact and her legacy upgraded. Then came April 20th, 2024, a date that brought another massive test as Dakota Ditcheva faced Italy's Valentina Scatizzi in the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship. In the build-up, Scatizzi did everything she could to rattle Dakota, calling her overrated and claiming she hadn't faced a truly elite opponent. The tension going into the fight was palpable, and the crowd was buzzing as the two warriors entered the cage. Valentina came out aggressive, pressing forward and throwing sharp jabs and thudding leg kicks in an attempt to mess with Dakota's rhythm. For a brief moment, the strategy seemed to be working. Scatizzi clipped Dakota with a solid right hand that forced her to reset. But Dakota, unfazed, regained her composure instantly. Her movement stayed crisp, her vision locked in. She began to find her groove, tagging Valentina with surgical counters. A slick head kick skimmed over Valentina's guard, followed by a punishing shot to the ribs.
Maybe she never fought with someone like me, so I want just fight.
That left the Italian visibly winded as the first round ended. Dakota's confidence was building, and it showed. Round 2 saw the pace jump dramatically. Valentina, knowing she was behind, came out swinging, throwing with intensity. But Dakota's counter-striking was dialed in. Sharp right cross stunned Scatizzi, and Dakota swarmed with a rapid-fire combo that backed her up against the fence. Every punch landed clean, each shot further breaking Valentina's resolve. By round 3, Dakota looked entirely in control, calm, cold, and ready to seal the deal. Valentina, running on fumes, threw wild haymakers, hoping one would land clean enough to turn the tide. But Dakota remained one step ahead, and it came the moment that closed the show. A crisp left hook snapped Valentina's head to the side, her legs wobbling. And before she could recover, Dakota spun into a vicious wheel kick that smashed directly into her jaw. The impact echoed through the arena. Valentina hit the mat hard, and the referee jumped in. Another name crossed off, another finish added to the highlight reel. Dakota Ditcheva remained untouchable, her dominance undisputed. Victory wasn't just another number on Dakota Ditcheva's unbeaten streak, it was a complete showcase of elite striking, composure under pressure, and championship-level performance. As she stood proudly in the center of the cage, gold-wrapped, around her waist, another storm was already brewing. Tila Santos made her presence known not with punches, but with flair and psychological warfare. Dressed in full glam, red lipstick gleaming under the lights, and oversized designer sunglasses, she strutted into the press event like she owned the room. Blowing kisses, flashing smug grins, and throwing barbed comments, Tila turned the build-up into a fashion-fueled mind game. Dakota, in stark contrast, stayed locked in, eyes cold, demeanor focused. No reaction, no theatrics. When fight night arrived, and the cage doors finally slammed shut, the electricity in the arena was palpable. Tyla brought her theatrics with her walking out confidently, mouthing off toward Dakota and even reapplying her lipstick before stepping in. It was the same mockery she had shown all week, now brought under the spotlight. Dakota's entrance was ice-cold, no smiles, no nonsense, just a walk of pure intention. From the opening bell, Tyla came charging. Her Muay Thai roots were on display as she fired off brutal leg kicks and applied intense pressure, trying to corner Dakota and impose her will. She wanted to rattle her early and force a firefight, but Dakota wasn't there to brawl. He was there to dismantle. Gliding across the canvas with precise footwork, Dakota began to pick her opponent apart. She slipped shots with ease, countering with stinging jabs and well-placed body kicks. Movement was measured. Tyla's plan to turn it into a scrap was unraveling. The more she pressed, the more Dakota punished her. By the end of the first round, Dakota had clearly landed the sharper strikes. Tyla was still wearing her trademark smirk, but it was beginning to falter. Round 2 saw Tyla crank up the aggression, lunging in with a looping right hand. But Dakota was ready. She ducked under, then snapped back with a laser-accurate left hook that rocked Santos. Suddenly, the confident swagger was replaced by visible uncertainty. Desperate to recover, Tyla clinched, but Dakota punished her for it. A brutal knee to the ribs folded her slightly. A slicing elbow to the jaw forced her to retreat. Now, the tables had turned. Dakota surged forward. Her strikes were crisp, her movement fluid, and her control absolute. Every jab, kick, and elbow drove Tyla back toward the cage. And when the moment came, Dakota didn't rush, she waited. Once the referee gave the signal, she unleashed vicious ground and pound until the official stepped in to stop it. It was over, declared winner by TKO. Dakota stood tall, her face calm and unreadable. Across the cage, Tyla was bloodied, bruised, and stripped of her earlier bravado. The lipstick was gone. The taunts had been silenced. Earlier that year, on April 20th, 2024, Dakota had faced another massive challenge, Valentina Skatici. In a high-stakes title fight for the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship, Skatici, loud and defiant during the build-up, claimed Dakota hadn't been tested, branding her dominance a product of hype rather than skill. Fight fans eagerly waited to see whether her words would hold weight inside the cage. Valentina wasted no time trying to take control. From the opening bell, she came forward with flurries of jabs and punishing low kicks, attempting to disrupt Dakota's rhythm and impose chaos. And for a brief second, it looked like it might work. Valentina landed a stiff right hand that caused Dakota to reset. But Dakota wasn't rattled. Staying calm, she adjusted instantly. Her movement remained sharp, her vision laser-focused. A high kick skimmed Valentina's guard, followed by a body shot that visibly winded her. As the round closed, Dakota's confidence surged. Her combos became slicker, her reads faster. She was now in full control. In round 2, the tempo spiked. Valentina, aware she was behind, charged in with heavy swings, but Dakota's counterpunching was clinical. A right hand staggered Skatici, and Dakota went on the offensive. She trapped her against the fence with a barrage of strikes that left little room for escape. Entering the final round, Dakota looked poised, as if reading every move before it happened. Valentina, sensing the clock ticking, threw caution to the wind, hoping a wild haymaker could change her fate. But it was Dakota who closed the show. A clean left hook rocked Valentina's foundation. As she stumbled, Dakota launched a spinning kick that landed flush on her jaw, dropping her in dramatic fashion. Once again, it wasn't
She never fought with someone like me, so I want just fight.
just a win, it was a statement. A lesson in poise, precision, and polish, as the gold was strapped around her waist. Dakota stood victorious, sun-shaken, unstoppable, still undefeated. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more of the rawest moments, elite highlights, and unforgettable showdowns in combat sports, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a second of the action. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who's got next for Dakota Ditcheva?